Hi there. Jennifer Elizabeth Masters here. You know, I am a soul sculptor. I help people with relationships, depression, anxiety, um, mindset issues, manifestation. And this video is a special request from someone that asked me to do a video about jealousy. Well, where does jealousy come from and when do we experience it? Well, as someone that used to be jealous, I will tell you, it comes from feeling insecure about ourselves. It comes from not feeling enough, not feeling good enough, not feeling beautiful or attractive. And it doesn't matter how gorgeous you are on the outside. If you don't feel that you're enough on the inside, then you're going to have inadequacy or a lack of confidence. Where does that come from? Well, it comes from our past, it comes from childhood, and it comes from not loving ourselves. So when we feel full inside, then we no longer feel jealous of other people. We don't get jealous of people looking at our boyfriend, our husband, spouse, or girlfriend. We feel enough already. So let's talk about, all right, so let's just say that you're out with your lover and they're looking at someone else. You know, it's human nature. You know, the body is beautiful. There are lots of beautiful people out in the world, and even if you're in a committed relationship and you are loyal and committed, you may still look. You know, my father, he was married to my mother for, you know, just a couple of months shy of 50 years. He never cheated on my mom and, you know, stayed with her all that time, very committed. But he used to tell my mom, just because there's snow on the roof doesn't mean the fire's out in the chimney. Now, what does that mean? It means he's a healthy, virile man and he's going to look. There's nothing wrong with looking. And here's the other thing. We cannot control another person. We can't control what they look at. We can't control what they're thinking. We have got to feel enough inside. We need to feel good enough. Now, when we feel good enough, when we love ourselves completely, accepting our flaws and faults, because we all have them, when we feel good enough about ourselves, then we don't feel jealous of our husband, boyfriend, girlfriend looking at someone else. I'll tell you a little story. Years ago, when I was married, I sat on the bleachers. My son was playing baseball, and I sat down on the bleachers, innocent as could be, next to my husband. He was one level up and I was sitting one level down. And another man came along and sat down below and started talking to me. Now, I was not fishing, I wasn't looking, I was eye on the baseball game. But my husband got angry with me because another man sat down and started talking to me. So here's the thing. If you're with someone who's attractive, you have to know they're going to be appealing to others. And that's okay. But it doesn't mean they're going to cheat. You have got to feel good enough inside about yourself, confident that you are a lovely person, that you're radiant, that you're kind, compassionate, beautiful, loving. All of those things are important. When your cup is full, you're not going to be, you might even be amused. You're not going to be upset because someone looks at someone else. We cannot govern what someone looks at. I'll tell you another story. I had a client, and he said to me, because we went through all the lists of, you know, I asked, is he happy? Was he happy in his relationship? Did he struggle with any issues in his relationship? And I said something about jealousy. Are you jealous? He said, well, I'm jealous enough. And I asked him, well, what does that mean to be jealous enough? He says, oh, it's good to be jealous. And I said, no, it is not. So I want to talk about the flip side of jealousy. So if you are with someone who is insanely jealous, that is not a good sign. As a matter of fact, what I tell my clients, my ladies, is that if somebody is insanely jealous, that's a big red flag, because that shows they have insecurities about themselves. That shows they don't feel enough, and that jealousy is going to be a problem because it is the first sign of abuse. It is. So I'm not saying that all people that are jealous are abusive, but it is a marker for abuse to turn up in the relationship over time. And so we want to love ourselves, and these are things that I help you with, and I have plenty of free videos and blog articles. How do you love yourself? How do you feel that you're enough? And now this comes from healing the past. We are not our past. The past is behind us. It doesn't define us. However, it can impact the way we are in relationships. And so let's talk about jealousy one more time. Jealousy comes from feeling that you're not enough. And it doesn't matter. It has nothing to do with the way you look. It's all about how you feel on the inside. Raising your vibration, loving yourself, getting energy clearings, getting coaching sessions, all of those things are ways to overcome not feeling enough, not feeling good enough. So we have got to fill our cup to the overflowing point so that we feel good enough as we are. We don't need someone else to make us feel full. We get that from inside. Feeling full comes from self-love, accepting who we are. We're always going to be a work in progress. We're always going to be learning and growing. Loving you as you are is the first step. And letting go of all of the past, forgiving those that hurt you in the past, letting all that go, filling your cup. And there are other videos that I have done on how do you love yourself, but this was just on jealousy. So you'll have to refer to the next video in line, how do you love yourself? It will come up with this self-love issue. How do you love yourself? Well, it is an inside job. It comes from talking nicely to yourself, saying kind things instead of focusing on your flaws and faults. So remember, jealousy is not a good thing. It is something to watch for if you're in the dating process. It is a big red flag in a relationship if you're beginning to date someone and you've already witnessed major jealousy issues. It is a big red flag. And so working on this, it is just something to work on. So as you start to eliminate the things that have bothered you from the past, letting go, forgiving, all of those will help you to also let go and remedy the jealousy. I hope you've enjoyed this, and I hope it was helpful. I'm Jennifer Elizabeth Masters. Thank you so much for your question. It was excellent. I think it will help a lot of people. If you have questions or comments, put them down below. I'd like to hear from you. How does jealousy play out in your relationships? Is it an issue? Are you jealous of things that other people have? So that's another form of jealousy.